Welcome. My name is Sally Myers, and I'm the founder of the Temecula Valley Chamber of Commerce Student of the Month program, and I'm delighted to welcome all of you here this morning. Happy New Year. I hope you all had a blessed Christmas, got to spend some time with family and friends, and hopefully even made some new friends, and had a great New Year celebration. So we're kicking off January in just a great fashion with all of our amazing students of the month. We are celebrating 33 years of honoring outstanding students in Temecula. And I wanted to share with our parents in particular the mission statement, because that is how your son or daughter was selected. And so as we're celebrating 33 years, we're a nonprofit organization. We partner very closely with the Temecula Valley Chamber of Commerce, who I might add really does all the work now for the program. And yes, thank you, Miss Liz. We appreciate you. And the mission statement is the same today as it was 33 years ago when we began. And so we're a nonprofit organization, and we're honoring outstanding high school, college-bound seniors for their character, their love of learning, how these amazing students, each one of you, juggle numerous activities from campus activities, community service, you're involved in athletics, or you have persevered through challenging life circumstances, all in a setting that honors God, our country, community, family, and free enterprise. And so today you are going to hear stories from our students, short stories from our students. And these stories are going to really talk about their purpose, their passion, how they've made a difference. And you will be truly, truly inspired, motivated. I always say sometimes we cry tears of joy. We laugh with the students as well. So we have a good time this morning. But really, by the time we leave, you will know really everyone in this room. And that's not always something that happens when you go to events. But you've come, you know the folks at your individual table, but you will know everyone by the time we leave. And with that, let's see, make sure you have a little dry corner of your napkin, remember, for those tears of joy that we get to share. And let's begin with the Linfield Christian High School. Mr. Ty.
This morning, I'm sorry I have to leave early. I get an opportunity to go talk to our entire high school. We're taking them to Winter Mountain for 4 days, and I get to tell them what not to do while they're at Winter Mountain. So that's my fun job. But it's my honor and privilege to introduce Abby B. to you this morning. Abby exemplifies what it means to be a Linfield Lion, bright, determined, and courageous. Academically, she is unparalleled, having earned nothing less than an A throughout her entire high school career. She is a gifted musician, mastering the piano and flute and percussion as a member of her high school jazz band and band. Abby also brings her fierce determination to the golf course, where she has been the only girl competing on her all-male team, a testament to her courage and tenacity. Beyond academics and athletics, Abby is a servant leader. As a student ambassador and member of the international leadership team, she represents our school with grace and excellence. Her passion for service shines through her work in Mexico at orphanages. Did I say that right? Orphanages? Yeah, I said that right. Where she brought joy and comfort to children, leaving a profound impact. Abby, it's my pleasure to introduce you as our Student of the Month. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, he's really tall. Okay, so this took me like 2 minutes and 45 seconds last night, so let's see if I can cut down 15 seconds. So, hi, my name is Abby B, and I'm here today with my parents and my math teacher, Mrs. King, and it is such an honor to be here today. My parents were first-generation Chinese immigrants, and I've always admired their bravery and have deeply appreciated all the sacrifices they've made for my brother and I to have a brighter future. They drive me to be the best version of myself. Miss Keene has been my math teacher for 2 years now and has offered so much support. She doesn't just teach math, she inspires me to approach challenges with confidence and to think critically. Honestly, it's only through her patience and dedication that I got through AP Calculus AB last year, and it's what's currently getting me through BC. So, now here's a bit about me. I moved to the United States with my parents around 12 years ago and have been going to Linfield since the ninth grade. In the future, I hope to attend medical school and eventually become an anesthesiologist. Something I really love about Linfield is how it gives students so many opportunities to get involved, whether it's through leadership roles, music, sports, or volunteering. And since I'm mentioning it now, you can probably guess that I totally took advantage of that. So one way I'd like to give back to my community is by sharing my passion and determination for everything I do with others. I hope to inspire the next generation just as I've been inspired by those who came before me. So, one thing Linfield does is host Mexico mission trips, and basically it's a small group of students and a few chaperones who drive down to an orphanage near Tijuana, Mexico, and spend a few days there, playing with the kids, helping out with chores, and just generally pouring out into others. I went on my first trip my freshman year because I've heard so much about it from my upperclassmen friends, and to this day, it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. Through those trips, you learn so much about yourself, the group you came with, and the community you meet. You make lasting connections. You see things through a different lens. You learn. As you can probably guess, I'm not the upperclassman friend who encourages my peers to go to try something they've never done before. From my leadership roles in honor societies to being a student ambassador to my seniority in the Linfield Christian Band, I want to continue inspiring people to try, to step outside their comfort zones and to see the potential in themselves that they might not even know is there. Everyone has something unique to offer, and by encouraging the others to give it a shot, I hope to help them discover what it is. Again, I'd like to thank my family and teachers for supporting me and the sponsors today for hosting the event. And by the way, congratulations to my fellow Student of the Month people. You guys deserve it.
Abby B is amazing. I love her so much. She's not just brilliant at calculus, despite her trying to pretend she's not. She's awesome. She tackles hard ideas like it's no big deal. But she is one of the kindest, funniest, she's hilarious, most thoughtful people I know. On multiple occasions, Abby also comes after school and tells me, oh, Miss King, just have some papers to grade, like just wants to volunteer her time, is so kind and thoughtful. My kids are even in the room and she's loving on them. She loves on her brother, just such a good sister, and loves her family well, honors her family well. She checks in on me like, Miss King, how are you doing? Just so thoughtful. She is a great friend to other students, always checking in with them, and just in such a way that's not overpowering, just these subtle things. It's just so sweet and part of her personality and character. Her humor is so sharp and clever. I love just the little comments she makes. It just makes the day and the class so wonderful. I love it. I love it so much. Abby, you truly are one of my favorite students ever. I am so excited to see your future and what God will do and where he will lead you. It's so amazing and beautiful. But I'm really thankful for this next semester too, and I'm sad it's ending. I don't like it anyway. I love you.
I don't know how to say it. Good morning, everyone. As Abby's parents, we feel deeply honored and proud to share here. Sorry. Today, and can I take off my glasses? I can't see that. Okay. Celebrate Abby's achievement. Dear Abby, we have always admired your determination and kind. As first generation immigrants, your dad and I face language and culture challenge, and you have taken on the responsibility of balance your academics while also help manage various aspects of family life and culture. Without complaints, you have embraced challenge, follow through on what you set your mind to. Watching you become the outstanding person you're here today is one of the greatest joys of our lives. We also want to thank all the teachers, mentors, friends, and parents who has supported Abby. I remember during the summer of Abby's junior year, when she was seeking hospital shadowing opportunities, a parent whose child was volunteer in Mexico lent of her efforts and helped arrange it. So Linfield truly feels like a lovely community where everyone shares and receives support and kindness. Abby, congratulations on this remarkable achievement. We can't wait to see the exciting journey of your college life. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, congratulations, Abby. I'd next like to bring up the principal from Temecula Valley High School, Donna Leone.
I am so excited to present our Student of the Month for January, Brian Tech. We sat down yesterday talking. He's been sick for a couple of days, and so we had the opportunity to talk yesterday. And I'm looking at the clock going, I want to spend another hour with this young man because he is just so engaging. That's the word I'm going to keep using. He was talking, I always ask students about their philosophy or what's their take on life. I'm never going to forget this. I was telling my husband this last night. His is the story of physics. So I just want you to keep remembering the story of physics. So when he came his freshman year, he's like, I kind of went to classes, took the AP, human geography. It was all right, and then I got into physics my sophomore year, and he took that AP physics class, and it has changed his life. And what's more importantly, it's going to change the life of students in the future. And it's already changing the lives of students at our school because he's a peer tutor, and I'll let Ms. Meyer talk more about what he does in her class with assisting students. But he said that class changed his mind. It just opened his mind. It was not about the teacher giving information. It's about the student discovery and the critical thinking. So now what he did is he bought himself time to now come in front of a staff meeting to talk to our teachers about the difference that they make when they allow the students to discover the learning. Math club, physics club, science Olympiad, Cyber Patriots, 4.61 GPA. MIT or Berkeley bound, he hasn't decided yet. His AP research project is amazing about student engagement, how it relates to their ability to apply outside of school, their science literacy. I'll let him talk more about that. Words of advice for a freshman. Stay connected, join clubs. Freshman year was okay, but I wasn't engaged with clubs. It's not the classes, it's the community, and everything comes so much easier when you have a community. So I asked him, what do you mean by community? He picks up his backpack. He has this backpack that looks like a tactical backpack that you would take on an army. I might be exaggerating, but I think there's little pockets, and he's got 50 plus white plastic forks on this backpack. And I said, what's that for? He goes, that's my community. My friends bring me these forks. So now when I see that backpack, I know how loved he is by the student community. 3 words that describe him: nerdy, community, the forks, and laid back. He doesn't take life too seriously. I love what he said. His philosophy is, if you're not having fun in what you're involved in, you're doing it wrong. Nice. So this young man, we always talk about honoring students who make a difference. We're honoring human beings who make a difference. So it's my pleasure and my honor to present Brian Tech.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, my name is Brian Tech, and I'm extremely honored to represent Temecula Valley High School as January Student of the Month. I'd like to thank Ms. Leone for all the hard work that she does on campus, Ms. Mayar, my mentor and AP Bio teacher, my mom, dad, little brother Brendan for their unwavering support, our sponsors for making all of this possible, and my clubs and friends for being such an amazing community. My journey at TVHS has ultimately been a journey of physics. Being born to 2 Cambodian immigrants, I've always been taught the value and importance of education. However, I myself didn't always value it. When I first came to TVHS as a freshman, education felt like rote memorization, with little room for application. But when I took AP Physics 1 in my sophomore year, education came to life. Although the class was backbreaking, it also was rewarding. It taught me to think critically and analyze problems, lessons I carry with me to every single class. It gave me a lens through which I see the world. I see kinematics and energy transfer in everything that I do. And most importantly, it gave me community, from the upperclassmen who always supported me to clubs like Science Olympiad. Their support has pushed me to always be the best that I can be. Now, my greatest contribution in a way of giving back. As an academic tutor and coach, I give back to my community by contributing knowledge to our campus. As a tutor, I love seeing my classmates' faces light up as the concept just finally clicks. Rather than only teaching a single problem and a single solution, I strive to develop focusing frameworks that my classmates can take anywhere in their lives. I try to further this goal through my research project, where I investigate student engagement and science literacy. I hope that one day I'll study physics at UC Berkeley and lecture at a university. My leadership positions as Physics Club President and lead engineer for Science Olympiad have also given me opportunities to create a positive impact in our communities. I always tell my club members, if you're not having fun in Science Olympiad, you're doing something wrong. I believe this isn't only true for Science Olympiad, though, but for every aspect of life. Strive to have fun in everything you do. You only live once after all. Once again, thank you so much for having me, and to Miss Leone and Miss Mayar for inviting me.
He's amazing. Hello, it's an honor to be here today. My name is Ziba Mayar. It gives me great pleasure to talk to you today about Bryan Tech. As educators, we encounter many extraordinary young individuals who leave a lasting impression on our hearts and shape some of our most cherished memories. But Bryan, however, is in a class of his own, a student whose rare combination of intelligence and altruism makes him a true standout. But to understand Bryan's story, I have to first give you a little bit of context. So in the first few months of every school year, I do a really deep dive of all my classes, and I'm looking for students who possess 2 very special characteristics. The first one is a potential for leadership, a drive for leadership, and then a second one is the drive to wish others success in the same way they want for themselves, a person who truly wants to help other people. And once I've honed in on these students, I invite them to a training program that I call academic coaching. I mean, that's a great title, right? Sounds really professional. But at the end of the day, all of my courses have anywhere between 9 to 10 of these academic coaches who have been specially trained. Their job is to support the learning of other students in the class with difficult content and material. And so at first you could imagine why I would choose someone like Bryan to help other people learn AP Bio, a GPA of 4.6, 5s on all AP exams, 4s and 5s, mostly 5s though, on all 11 AP exams, slated to probably be accepted into Stanford, MIT, Caltech, and Harvard. But Bryan's academic achievements are nothing short of exceptional. But today I want to shine a spotlight on another side to Bryan. It's the Bryan that seeks to make education equitable to all students that I want to recognize. It's the Bryan who asks Mrs. Meyer, do you feel students have equal access to science education in today's modern schools? It's the Bryan whose AP research project is about exploring the relationship between student engagement and learning environments, student engagement and science comprehension, literacy, and metacognitive skills. And what is his goal? To push for more interactive, hands-on learning environments that foster deeper understanding and greater equity in education. And he did mention he wanted to teach as well, so TVUSD if you're hiring. Bryan's brilliance doesn't stop at academics. At such a young age when it's so easy to become self-consumed, Brian is asking what is accessible and who has access. He wants to share and spread knowledge as a catalyst for change and for leveling the playing field for future generations, providing opportunities to those who might otherwise be left behind. So needless to say, Brian has been an exceptional academic coach, profoundly impacting the success and achievement of several students in the class. In fact, he's so committed that one day after a pretty grueling study session, he approaches me and he says, Mrs. Meyer, listen, I could be far more effective if you just gave me access to everyone's test scores so that I could see, we could disaggregate the data together and I can pinpoint exactly what I did to help them and how. I said, Brian, if it wasn't unethical, absolutely, I'd have you right here. So Brian, you are respected and loved by your peers. Your kindness and commitment to helping others have left a lasting mark on our classroom and beyond. You are not just a brilliant student, you are a young man with a profound sense of duty and responsibility toward his fellow man, and you are a role model for us all. Indeed, you are a leader amongst leaders. Thank you, Brian.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Chanpo Patak, and I am Brian's mom. And I would like to say thank you to everyone, and definitely to Mrs. Leon and Mrs. Meyer for having Brian to participate in this month event. I'm really proud of Brian for what he's accomplished so far. He's a very determined person, and he also loves to help others. I'm so proud of Brian that I can't wait to see the stuff that he will do in the future. And thank you.
It's my pleasure to welcome to the podium Great Oak High School my good friend, Dr. Amber Lane.
Well, good morning, everyone. We are excited to be here this morning to recognize our January Student of the Month, there we go, Macklin Jacutis. And I also want to take the opportunity to recognize one of our other guests that are with us today. This is one of our assistant principals. So Alicia Brennan, if you'll just give everyone a wave and say hello. We're happy that she was able to join us today as we get to celebrate and honor Mac. And so, it really is an honor and a privilege to get to take just a couple, 30 seconds or less to introduce Mac this morning. In talking with her before break, I asked her a couple of similar questions to Donna with the kids at TV. And when I asked her what would her friends say about her, she said that they would say that she's mature, that she's honest, and that she's kind. And I couldn't have agreed with her assessment more. In the last 2 years that I've gotten to know Mac a little bit better, those would definitely be 3 adjectives that I would use to describe her, as she is selfless in her role as editor-in-chief of our yearbook, and I'm sure that you'll hear more about that in a few minutes. And just the mentorship that she has provided to the other students in the class, and one in particular that we've gotten to see grow and change and just be an amazing human. And it's really a testament to who Mac is and the kindness and the dedication that she has shown. I was telling a story to her parents. She's absolutely honest. She came into my office to have a conversation about getting ready for today, and I was finishing up a conversation with our activities director. So get her in my office, and I was like, okay, you heard what we were talking about. What's your student perspective? What do you think? And she was like, okay, I'm going to give it to you. So she did, and it's going to be great to be able to use those ideas to be able to make some positive changes in some upcoming events that we have on campus. And she's absolutely mature. If anyone's had the opportunity to see our yearbook, it is a thing of beauty. It is probably one of the best publications I've ever had the opportunity to see and to be a part of. And it's a testament to these 2 women on either side of me. And she has brought a level of maturity and understanding to our yearbook that I'm grateful for. I also am grateful for the many nights of freezing cold on the football sideline where Mac and I have gotten to know each other. I'm not sure how she takes pictures because my feet and my hands are completely frozen. So I am definitely going to miss that when she graduates and moves on to Baylor University next year. And I am also going to take her advice to her 9th grade self, but to all of us. I think every adult in this room and every student in this room could definitely understand that we need to spend more time focusing on moments. We really need to enjoy what is coming and what has come upon us. And so it really is my privilege to introduce Macklin to all of you.
I just want to start this morning by saying thank you to everyone and thank you to my amazing teachers and everyone who's just supported me to get this far. My name is Macklin Jakudis, or as everyone knows me, Mac, and from a young age, I've always found ways to give back, whether it's family, school, or community. Being an only child, I've definitely learned independence from an early age, from grocery shopping and picking out clothes to driving and doing other things by sophomore year. My parents have always been my biggest supporters, teaching me what it means to care for others and lead with love. Their influence has definitely shaped how I approach everything I do. At school, I've been fortunate enough to step into leadership roles where I'm able to make a difference. As president of our National Honor Society, I lead projects that directly impact our local community. One of the most meaningful and recent ones was donating over 30 blankets to our local foster care system. Seeing how something so simple could bring such comfort to others has made me realize the power of showing love through small acts of kindness. I'm also the editor-in-chief of our Ingenium yearbook program, where I get to creatively capture the memories of my classmates and preserve them for years to come. It's a privilege to be able to create something that tells the story of our school one moment at a time. My faith is something that's always been very important to me, and my church has become my home away from home. I've been attending Sunridge Community Church since I was 3 years old, and I've definitely grown up in its walls. Now I work as a youth leader, pouring back into the community that has shaped me. From teaching 2nd and 3rd graders on Sunday mornings to mentoring kids in middle school groups on Tuesday nights. I've discovered how much I love mentoring kids and helping them grow in their faith. These experiences have definitely taught me the most meaningful contributions often come from being present, listening, and investing time in others. As for my greatest contribution, I would say it's how I've chosen to serve others in all areas of my life. Whether it's through leading, creating, or simply showing up, I've learned that living a life of service doesn't just impact others, but it strengthens me as well. As I plan to continue my education at Baylor University, I hope that it's something I can continue to build as I start my next chapter.
Good morning. I'm Mrs. Cassidy. I have several different hats at Great Oak, and so fortunately I'm able to work with Mac in a variety of those capacities. I first met her as a freshman in our yearbook class. That class has all 4 grade levels, so sometimes I don't know what grade students are in, and I had no idea that Mac was a freshman until a few months in. She did not display any signs of freshmanness. She was autonomous, she had impeccable work ethic, she was mature, and she was emerging as a leader right from the beginning. It did surprise me when I learned she was an only child, because again, no signs of the stereotypical only child were present. I knew from that moment, however, that she would be a leader in yearbook. I didn't know that she would become a leader in so many other avenues on our campus, but I've seen her emerge. So when I try to think about how I'm going to encapsulate all of the wonderfulness that is Mac in a minute or less, I had to really think about what makes her different and stand out. And it's just that it doesn't matter whether she is at church with 2nd and 3rd graders, whether she's in the yearbook room, whether she's in our National Honor Society. She's leading with compassion and humility and with a desire to make others better. In yearbook, she deals with freshmen who have no time management, unlike her, and lack maturity. And she's also dealing with seniors at the same time who maybe have a little bit of senioritis and a little bit of challenges and obstacles and things like that. In National Honor Society, she's dealing with the powerhouses of our campus. She's dealing with our athletic captains and our presidents, and in all avenues, she remains the same. The tenor of her leadership does not change. What it does, however, is create other leaders. I've watched her for the past 2 years in yearbook train our editorial staff, not only our staff members, but our editors. And I know that in that way, she is leaving a lasting impact that's going to be on our campus for years to come. She does the same in National Honor Society. So I know that moving forward at Baylor, she's going to continue to do that. And I know that even though she won't be physically present in the room, her leadership style will be. We have a saying in yearbook that if better is possible, good is not enough. She personifies that statement every single day in everything that she does. She's always striving to improve our strategies, our practices, our structures, and help those around her see strengths in themselves that they didn't know were there. So I thank you. I could be one of any one of her 6 teachers up here, because literally every single one of them nominated her to be here. So I'm thankful that I get to present and share Macklin Jakudis with you.
Not going to be able to do this without crying. Yeah, thanks. I didn't even realize that this was a thing So thank you so much until she's nominated, and we were just amazed and shocked. And then we came here this morning, and I'm even more amazed and shocked. We knew that she was extraordinary. Just the first two of you that have come up and talked, I mean, this room is just filled with amazing and extraordinary people. Mostly we wanted to say to Mac that we're very proud and grateful that she's our daughter. But mostly I wanted to say to you, I know you hate this. She is just that person. She will go and do and give, but does not like the light to be shined. And you talked about taking moments and realizing when they're there. And I hope that you just take this moment and revel in what you have done, who you are, and who you will become. Thanks.
What are your interests in school? Oh, psychology. Psychology.
And forensics, correct? That's true, right? Both. Thought it was a very interesting combination. I liked it. We would like to invite to the podium Temecula Preparatory High School and their upper school dean, Garrett Cordovan.
Good morning. It's really my pleasure to introduce Nick Stein as Temecula Prep's Student of the Month. I've been very fortunate to get to know Nick over the last year and a half, and he is exactly what we want at Temecula Prep. He is that 4.4 student. He's an amazing athlete that had a little bit of an ACL setback this year, but and he's also the section lead in our chamber choir. So he's that well-rounded student that we look for. But on top of that, he has a kind heart, and his positivity is just always present. And just to give you a little glimpse of the type of person he is, one of our coaches recently had been working through some medical issues. And when I told him that Nick was selected, he goes, "Let me tell you about that kid." He said, "I was at work a little distracted thinking about what I'm going through." And he came up to me and said, "Coach, are you okay? Everything all right?" And he said, and so I told him what I had going on. We had a little conversation, and he goes, "But it didn't stop there." He said, "I got home that night, and he called me. And he said, 'Hey, Coach, I just want to check in. I just want to make sure everything's going all right.'" And he said they had another conversation. So that is the type of student and person that Nick is. And so I, of course, want to congratulate him for being selected, but I also want to congratulate his parents for just raising such a fine young man. So congratulations, Nick. Glad you are up here with us.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Nick Stein, and my goal is to attend UCSD as a human bio major, and I also want to pursue a career in orthopedics. So I want to start by congratulating all of the other students in here. You guys are incredible. I would also like to thank all of the sponsors, Sisler, Mrs. Meyer, the Temecula Valley Chamber of Commerce, Ms. Risling for nominating me, my dean, Mr. Cordovan, my incredible parents, and my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for allowing me the opportunity to come up here and speak before you all. A major lesson that I have learned in my life is how limiting it can be to live our lives based on what other people think about us. We all have something that we are hesitant to do because it might change the way our peers view us. Maybe it's wearing a certain article of clothing, like, wow, I think this looks really good on me, but people might think it's weird, I best not wear it. It could be defending an opinion or a position that we have, but it's different from how everyone else feels. Or it could be doing something that we think is fun, but others might think it's kind of corny, so we don't do it. A personal example of this would be my decision to join Ms. Risling's choir. So while I'm a section leader in a choir, I'm also captain of the football team. And unfortunately, that's not something you see very often. There's a big lack of participation in the arts by athletes and vice versa, because the arts have been kind of deemed a geeky thing to do, and sports have been kind of deemed for people, deemed for people who aren't as intelligent. And if I had given into this stigma, I would have missed out on so many opportunities that were truly some of the greatest experiences of my life. Like just this last summer, I got to travel to Utah and stay in a hotel with some of my best friends because I play football, and we had a great time. And if I hadn't decided to do choir, then I would have missed the opportunity to fly across the country to New York City and sing in Carnegie Hall, which is an insanely high honor in the music world. So again, if I hadn't decided to do these things, I would have sat and watched from the sideline, figuratively and literally. So I want you all to think about it like this. In 15 to 20 years, will you look back and think, I'm really glad that I decided to do that thing because it was super rewarding and it made me happy? Or will you look back and think, wow, I'm so happy that those people that I don't even talk to anymore didn't think about me any differently because I decided not to do that thing that I wanted to do. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Miss Rissling. I'm Nick's choir teacher, so I have my little statement here. I'm proud to be here to introduce Nick to you. Nick began studying music in middle school, since he was shorter than me, and quickly stood out as the kind of person you always want to have around. He's unfailingly kind, but also talented. He's a beautiful baritone voice. He's motivated in his athletics. He's academically hardworking, but he's constantly on alert for ways to lend a hand. He effortlessly leads others by example. He's served in leadership of the choir program. He's sung on the stage of Carnegie Hall in New York and even played Prince Eric in the Little Mermaid musical. He's been the captain of our school's football team. Demonstrating that students really can do it all if they want to. His coach and I actually had a conversation about him yesterday, and when I said I'd be presenting at this breakfast today for Nick, his face lit up and he was so happy that Nick was going to be honored. He said we couldn't have chosen a better guy. We agreed that he's the kind of person who lights up a room and makes everyone feel seen. Coach and I both have so many stories about times Nick went out of his way to make others feel cared for. So one story from me, when Nick was just in 9th grade on our first choir tour, I was settling our group dinner bill, and the students walked down the block to get some ice cream. And realizing I wouldn't be able to get any, Nick went ahead and bought me one just to make sure I was feeling included. And I can't say I've met very many 15-year-old boys with that kind of presence of mind and forethought. So I'm going to miss his steady leadership and presence in my rehearsal room when he graduates this year and pursues a career helping others in medicine. The little guy who bought his teacher an ice cream will be a man who changes the world one person at a time. Congratulations, Nick.
Hi, I'm Amber. I'm Nick's mom. I'm a little nervous. I'm joined here by my husband, Mike, and when we found out that Nick was getting this honor, he actually said, I'll arm wrestle you to see who gets to go up and... It's a good thing I'm so strong.
She's strong.
We're super excited for Nick, and we are really grateful to Temecula Prep, Ms. Risling, Mr. Cordowan, and also to the Chamber and the sponsors for making this possible. Congratulations to all the students here. You guys are amazing. We feel so much pride knowing Nick is among such a great and talented group of kiddos. Like most of you, I struggle to keep my comments brief. I could stand up here and talk about our son all day long. He is strong in his faith, respected as a leader, top 10 in his class, captain of the football team, member of the honors choir, leading the school play. In his spare time, he works for spending money, and he never forgets to save time for his family. This past November, I saw the announcement for Student of the Month. And I asked Nick, hey, when do you get nominated? The nominee is a friend, and Nick proceeded to tell me all about this nominee's attributes. Super high GPA, perfect attendance, multiple extracurricular activities, so well loved by teachers. And he said, Mom, I don't have a chance. And yet here we are. This is really typical of our son, accomplished and capable, but still never forgetting to be humble. Of all the things that make us proud of you, Nick, your character and your capacity for empathy are the most important. A person of character is typically described as someone who demonstrates traits like honesty, integrity, compassion, accountability, courage, and fairness. Nick, you do all of these things even when it's hard, and most importantly, even when nobody else is watching. Empathy involves being able to understand the feelings of others, and I can say firsthand that to be known by Nick is to actually be seen by him, appreciated by him, and understood by him. So thank you, Nick, for giving your dad and I so many reasons to be proud. Cannot wait to see what you do next.
Good job, well done. All right, next up from Rancho Christian, we have Doris Jackson.
Good morning, everyone, and congratulations to all you beautifully intelligent, humble, kind students who are here today. We honor you. So it is, see, I'm already starting. I already told her to be prepared, and she's like, have you ever not cried? I'm like, only once. She goes, I'm so sorry you didn't cry for that student. But it is such a pleasure because I've known this beautiful young lady for many years. And she is one of those students that when she's in the classroom, she is there to learn because she loves to learn and grow. She is laser focused on her engagement. And when she has a classroom discussion, she gives a lot of insightful, intelligent parts to the conversations. She's also a fierce competitor on the soccer field. And I think what really makes me stand out is she is a student who, she couldn't wait for her sister to come to high school so that they could be together. She loves her family so dearly. And what else? I'm trying, see? But she is just, and I've only had one other student, the epitome of exceptionalism. And I love her. So it is my pleasure to introduce Nevaeh.
Hi, my name is Nevaeh Berry, and I'm a student at Rancho Christian High School. Today, I'm deeply honored to stand before you as a recipient of this award, and I want to begin by thanking my principal, Ms. Jackson, my AP Literature teacher, Ms. Gorham, and of course, my mom, Tiffany, and my grandfather. I also extend my gratitude to all the sponsors and organizers who made this event possible, and congratulations to all of my fellow recipients as well. I've had the privilege of being a student ambassador, participating on the varsity soccer and cheer team, being on chapel team, and being involved in many other clubs. As for my future, I plan to attend a four-year university where I hope to lay the foundation for my dreams of entrepreneurship. My goal is to start my own business, earn my master's degree in business marketing, and then go to law school and eventually own my own practice. It's an ambitious path, but I'm very excited about the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Reflecting on my journey so far, there are a few life lessons that I want to carry with me to college and beyond, and that I'd like to share with you today. The first is the importance of balance. In a fast-paced world, it's very easy to get caught up in school and work and forget about the importance of maintaining a good relationships, a healthy state of mind, and simply enjoying life. Striking that balance has been key for me and is something that I'll continue to prioritize. Another lesson is that the most meaningful competition is with yourself. Our generation often finds itself comparing accomplishments and successes, especially on social media, where we only see the highlights in others' lives. But true growth comes from focusing inward and striving to be the best version of yourself. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Lastly, my pastor gave me a very reflective and beneficial mindset that I'd like to share with you. He said, "You're never not making an impact, you're just choosing what type of impact you make." We can't choose or control most of the things that are thrown at us, but we can control the way we see it and the mindset that we choose to have. As I look ahead to the next chapter of my life, I'm reminded that life is a journey, not a race, and definitely not an event. My hope is that we all continue to embrace growth, celebrate our progress, and remember to enjoy the moments along the way. Thank you again for this honor, and congratulations to everyone here today.
Hello, my name is Wendy Gorham, and as Nevaeh said, I'm her AP Lit teacher, and I'm really happy to be here today, especially to talk about Nevaeh and how much I appreciate having her in class. I knew it was going to be a good year in the summer before she had even set foot in the classroom, because she emailed me not once but twice, to make sure that she was doing the summer assignment correctly. And then she emailed it to me before it was due to make sure that in case she needed to make any changes, so I knew that we were going to have a good time together. And so obviously she is a stellar student, but if anybody who's in my class knows, that's not actually the thing I care the most about. I care about her desire to learn. She is someone who pursues knowledge. She's interested, she's curious, which in this day and age when social media consumes the minds of most people, the idea that students still want to engage with stories and history and new ideas is something that I'm just so pleased to be able to share with her. But she's also a really kind person. she cares about others, and she cares about not just her peers, but her teachers. I remember a moment last semester. She came in and she handed me this package, and she said, "Miss Gorham, you've just been looking a little bit sad lately, and I thought that I would buy you a gift. I went and asked, this other teacher what you might like, and so I hope you like it, but I just wanted to make you feel better." And that's unusual in a student, and so I really appreciate that about her. And especially, she strives to not only engage in the moment, but she's reflective. She's willing to take a premise or an idea or a thesis and go back and rework it and hash out ideas and really try to grow and learn and revise and revisit. And I think that, again, in our fast-paced world, that's not something that students really want to spend time doing. And so I think that's probably her best quality, the desire to be introspective and thoughtful and listen to the ideas of others and grow as a person. It's not about the grade, it's about the journey. So she definitely is on that journey. I love you, Nevaeh. So.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to be kind of off topic here, but what a gift. I'm just looking at some of you parents as my daughter's speaking. Christmas just passed, and it's really not about the presents, this gift of hearing about how people feel about your child. Gosh, Miss Jackson, you really didn't help me with the
Wait till graduation. It's worse.
When you think about what life is really about, us parents, our biggest footprint is our child. And I think all of you parents here, you've left a really big footprint, just hearing not just the academics, but the hearts of all of your children. Is there something coming out of the mic that Nevaeh has been an exceptional student since kindergarten. The only kid I know that misses a day at elementary school and falls to her knees and cries, why? She has 102 temperature. We'll get that assignment done. Recently, my other daughter had ACL surgery. And when she hears her sister crying out in pain, doing physical therapy, she comes and holds her hand, rubs her head and says, "You got this, guy. Good job. Keep going." She'll stay up with me in the middle of the night when fostering kittens to bottle feed them, and sings very proudly on worship stage. The greatest gift I've had and honor is being your mom. And I'm so proud of you to hear from your teacher, your principal, how amazing you are. And I can't wait I hope I'm around to see every accomplishment through your heart and your mind, because it's not just the academic, it's also the discipline. I think that's what everyone should take from this is it's not just if you get a 4.4, it's your discipline, and you have all of that. I love you.
At this time, it is my pleasure to invite up Annette Zaleski from St. James High School.
Well, good morning, everyone. Typically we're up front, and so now we've had to wait our turn, and it's actually great. It is great because you get to hear all these amazing stories and really, really focus on them, and I love that. Sally, I stick to the rules. I want you to know. 30 seconds. We're going to give a class to our administrators about how to do this in 30 seconds. It's hard because our students are amazing. Our students are amazing. It is my pleasure today to introduce to you Haley Holder, who has been gracing the St. Jean preschool through high school campus since kindergarten. She has been soaking it all in and making her footprint on that campus for generations to come. So she has done a ton of activities to add to her accomplishments and resumes, many of which you're going to hear about. But I want to tell you who Haley is. The most important and valuable characteristics are the intrinsic gifts that she shares. The words of encouragement she gives her classmates on an everyday basis that just flow from her. It's not like she has a checklist. Okay, words of encouragement, done. They just flow from who she is. Inclusive invitations for students to join clubs and events, planning events, that maybe they're sitting on the sidelines. And Haley's inclusive invitation helps them to get involved just a little bit more. That even Brian was saying was so important, right? Or offering that helping hand, or that smile, that minute of encouragement to somebody needing it. Haley is hardworking and compassionate. She takes her classes very responsibly and seriously. And she has aspirations of being a medical health provider. So we are in good hands. Without further ado, Haley Holder.
Good morning, everyone. If you can't tell, I'm a little nervous, but that's okay. Okay, my name is Haley Holder, and I am honored to represent St. Jean de Lesnach Catholic High School as a current senior. I am delighted to be here today accompanied by my parents, Jeff and Kathleen Holder, my high school principal, Mrs. Selesky, and one of my most inspiring mentors, Mrs. Land. Having been blessed to grow up in a Catholic high school environment for the past 12 years, I want to begin by thanking God. I would not be standing here today without His grace and guidance. I am also incredibly grateful to my parents, whose unwavering support and constant encouragement have meant the world to me. They have been my biggest cheerleaders, whether I'm on the volleyball court or studying late at night for one of my AP Calculus exams. I would also like to sincerely thank the sponsors of the Student of the Month program and its founder, Mrs. Sally Myers, for recognizing and celebrating the achievements of students in our community. I would also like to express my heartfelt thanks to the community that has become my second home, St. Jean de Lesnach School. From the very first day I walked onto campus 12 years ago with my obnoxiously pink backpack, I felt an immediate sense of belonging. The support I've received from my teachers, principals, and the Sisters of the Company of Mary has been unwavering. And I can truly say that I would not be the person I am today without their guidance and encouragement. And to them I offer my deepest gratitude. Over the past 4 years, I've had the incredible opportunity to participate in many extracurricular activities that have helped me grow as both a leader and a person. Whether it's through my role as varsity volleyball team captain, serving as ASB secretary, or leading Key Club as president, each experience has taught me valuable lessons in teamwork, responsibility, and service. Additionally, being a part of my school's National Honor Society and California Scholarship Federation has allowed me to place my faith into action. Throughout my junior year, I had the honor of volunteering on the cardiac floor at Temecula Valley Hospital, where I spent 4 hours every Saturday morning assisting with tasks like restocking supplies, auditing patient charts, and responding to patient call-outs. While my role didn't involve administering medications or performing clinical procedures, I quickly realized that small, thoughtful actions like a kind word or simply being present could make a profound difference in someone's hospital experience. The greatest lesson I've learned is that to be a servant leader isn't about placing yourself above everyone else, flaunting a flashy title, or seeking personal gain. Instead, it's to humbly offer your time, talents, and compassion to uplift and inspire those around you. For Jesus said in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 20, verses 26 through 28, "Whoever wants to be a leader among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first among you must become your slave. For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve others, and to give his life as a ransom for many." To me, Jesus is the ultimate role model. Through his death and resurrection, he embodied the purest form of servant leadership, selfless, sacrificial, and rooted in love. My love for the intricacies of human anatomy and physiology has inspired me to channel my passion for service into a career that brings hope and healing to others. After graduation, I plan to pursue a Bachelor of Science in Nursing at a four-year university, with the University of California, Irvine being my top school. For me, nursing is the intersection of personal experience, passion, and purpose. As I work toward becoming a licensed nurse practitioner in the future, my goal is to provide more than clinical expertise. I want to be a source of comfort, a compassionate listener, and a healing presence for each and every one of my patients. Thank you.
Do you know how fun it is to be the teacher in the biomedical field, to teach someone that wants to go into the biomedical field? It's so fun. I'm Haley's PLTW biomedical track teacher, so I get to have her for multiple years. I'm also her ASB advisor, and she is now my teacher's assistant as well. So I get her a lot. I'm so honored that she chose me to be here with her. I love her so much and her sweet, sweet family. So what can I say about Haley? She is the epitome of a yes girl, okay? So yes, she is there for academics. Absolutely, everyone can agree. Yes, yes, yes. Everyone here is yes on academics, right? So let me follow my notes, because I also get nervous unless I'm teaching class.
That's true.
Yeah. One of my favorite gifts that I've ever received as a teacher, we get a few of those, right, is Haley's PLTW notebook. Right? It is like my favorite gift. I'm a nerd, okay? She gifted it to me, and it is the most beautifully meticulous, detailed notebook.
Textbook.
Notebook.
I know, but
I know it looks like a textbook. It looks like a textbook. But that's Haley. She is detailed and meticulous, and that's how she lives her life, right? She's also an incredible servant leader, and I've witnessed that through her being an ambassador for our students at school. And she is that inclusive, just humble person, right? And she does it with joy and grace. It's not, you don't ask her a question, she's like, oh, fine, yeah, I'll do that. No, she's, yeah, let's do that. I love that. How should I, could I do it this way? Mm-hmm, go for it, yeah, okay? So I am so proud that I get to watch Haley say yes to all the opportunities that have highlighted her selflessness and compassion, like working at the hospital. She didn't have to give up 4 hours of her Saturday, right? That's, you don't have very many Saturdays left, right? Okay, so she has a yes and an eagerness to make a difference in the lives of others, especially through the medical field. Haley is a yes girl. Almost did it. I almost did it. She will always meet any question and challenge with an enthusiastic yes. But most importantly, she follows that yes with action. And in a world where actions speak louder than words, Haley, my sweet, you are a sonic boom.
We got you. We got you.
Good morning, everyone. We're in the home stretch now. My wife, Kathleen, and I are proud to be here with Haley as she receives this award. When I think of Haley, I see more than just a great student. I see a young lady that embodies perseverance, kindness, and unyielding passion to help others. This recognition isn't merely to her academic excellence, but for her approach to learning and life. From late night studying to the early morning chaos getting to school on time, Haley has shown a commitment to her education and teamwork that truly inspires. But what stands out even more is her character. She consistently demonstrates kindness to her peers, respect for her teachers, and compassion within our community. I want to express my greatest gratitude to our teachers and the entire staff at St. Jean de Lessenac. Your unwavering support and encouragement have been instrumental in Haley's journey. Jean's has been her educational home for 12 years. And during that time, she has grown tremendously in both her academic skills as well as her passion for the Catholic faith. Haley, never stop believing in yourself. Continue to pursue your dreams with the same passion and dedication. Let us all take inspiration in the positive contributions to both her school and her community. Thank you.
Okay, now, last but not least, saving the best for last, Chaparral High School with Tina Miller, principal.
Good morning. I have the great pleasure of announcing our Student of the Month, Taryn Mitchell from Chaparral High School. And when you meet Taryn, you'll notice she has a great smile. And when you get to know her, she has a really outgoing personality and really just fun person to talk to. For the first 2 years, you would never know that she struggled with where she fit in on campus and her sense of belonging. And she's going to share a little bit of that with her story today. However, in the past 2 years, she has done a complete 180. She helped to spearhead a new program on our campus called PLUS. It stands for Peer Leaders Uniting Students. This is a club and a class that fosters student voice and to help with the sense of belonging with students on our campus. In PLUS, she found her passion, her confidence, a voice, and I hope a home. Through student-led forums, she has helped other students on campus have a voice and has made an impact on our school culture and climate at Chaparral High School. I had so much confidence in her and seeing what she could do in these student forums that I asked her and 3 other students in her group to lead our staff development day this past Monday. And they led a 40-minute session to share perspectives of students of all the things we're doing great on campus, but also areas that we could improve on. And they really wanted to share it through the eyes of students. And she led that with pretty large groups of staff, and in that, sometimes interesting personalities in there. But she did an amazing job. She held the group for 40 minutes, engaged them, kept the conversations going, and that is just a unique skill and talent that I think she naturally has. And it was amazing to see her do it. And just talking to her afterwards, the excitement you had when we were debriefing after that was amazing. It was just like natural for you. She shared with me she wants to be a history teacher as well, and I think she's gotten a little bit of that inspiration through Miss Luckert, who is also her PLUS advisor. And so I can't wait to see what you do in the future. If you do become a history teacher, if I'm still at Shap, I would love to have you back there. It might be. I still have 7 years left, I think. And it's possible. I really enjoy having you on campus. You're an amazing student. You just shine every day. You're an inspiration to students. You're an inspiration to Ms. Luckert. You're an inspiration to me. So thank you very much.
All right, I didn't know I was going to be closing this off, but no pressure, no pressure. Good morning, I'm Taryn Mitchell. To start, I would like to thank my mother for supporting me throughout this whole process and my whole life dealing with me, and as well as Mrs. Miller, Mrs. Luckert, and the sponsors for this incredible opportunity. Naturally, I've always had a fairly outgoing personality and got along with most of the people that came my way, but I constantly struggled with the fact that I felt as if I did not belong. As an underclassman, I surrounded myself with people who were making poor choices, and eventually that behavior fell onto me. Trying to fit in only held me back, and school became something I had to endure rather than something I looked forward to. Despite my efforts, nothing seemed to stick, and I was lost. However, everything changed when I decided to step away from the influences that were harming my growth. It was then that I was introduced to PLUS. With my values in mind, I recognized that PLUS, a leadership group that focuses on helping students improve socially, as well as making our school the best environment it could possibly be, was a program I knew I could thrive in, as well as it encouraging my own personal beliefs. Being a part of PLUS made me realize that anyone can become a leader, and that everyone has a quality within themselves that can contribute to positively influencing others. At the same time, giving students a chance to voice their own opinions is extremely important to me, especially when I was once in a place where I felt like my own opinions did not matter. Seeing the potential in everyone is incredibly important because leaders can be found anywhere despite one's titles, grades, extracurriculars, which is something I learned from being a part of this program. If I did not have my mother and Mrs. Luckert, who believed that I was more than my mistakes, I would not be at this point of growth, let alone the president of such an impactful program. Mrs. Luckert, thank you for giving me the opportunity to give back to my community. I haven't always had the best grades or did all the classes and things like that, but I've worked extremely hard for these opportunities, and it wouldn't be possible without the support of family, friends, and staff at Chaparral. If you take one thing from this, I ask that you have more faith in yourself and more faith in the people around you. You may never know what is happening behind closed doors, so try to see the good in people and never forget what they are capable of. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I might need it. Good morning, everyone. As luck would have it, my voice is almost gone today, so sorry. But I am so honored to be here today among amazing members and students of our community. I met Tara Mitchell as a junior last year in my U.S. history class. Daily, she walked in and joined her table mates with a great spirit, a wide smile, and a laugh that could be felt around our classroom. As educators, we come to know our students through various means. Sometimes it's by way of incessant participation. Sometimes it's because they don't participate at all, or they go out of their way to entertain the class. And then there are times when a student simply wows you. This is Taryn. Her positive vibe is absolutely contagious. As I was working on my roster for the Plus Leadership course I teach, more and more Taryn became an obvious choice. And just as she does with so many new challenges, she accepted my invitation to join, even if it seemed like a huge commitment and a sizable task. My decision to ask Taryn to be a part of Plus instantly proved to be a great choice. She joined an existing team with an attitude that reflected a student who had been a part of their team since the inception. Quickly, she exhibited the qualities of a seasoned leader. She simply does not stop until she gets the job done and gets the job done right. I have watched as she works to perfect her delivery, even if it means an introduction of herself as Marin Titchell instead of Taryn Mitchell. Boy, did we have a good time laughing at that. In all seriousness, Taryn Mitchell is the exact kind of president and student any program, teacher, school, or community could hope for. I'm so proud of you, Taryn.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Teresa, and I'm Taryn's mom. And first of all, I want to thank you all for honoring my daughter today. It means the world to me. Taryn, seeing you named Student of the Month fills my heart with joy. She hinted to the fact that the first couple of years were a bit of a struggle, and I always knew she had so much in her, and I just needed it to come out, and I was trying to find a way to get it to come out, to find that connection, to find a teacher that could connect with her. I enrolled her in everything. I'm totally going off script, but you name it. Soccer, dance, just name something, theater, gymnastics, or, hey, you seem like a leader, Taryn. Why don't you go out for ASB? Or just something that, she's very social, right? So she's like, I don't want to do athletics. So for 2 years, we had a lot of struggles, and then it all sort of connected thanks to Mrs. Luck. And I just want you to know, Taryn, I'm incredibly proud of the growth you've shown as a student and of the work you're doing in Plus. You approach Plus with such enthusiasm and dedication, always striving to make it a successful part of your school. It's a true honor to see your hard work and perseverance recognized. I couldn't be prouder of you. And Mrs. Luck, I always hoped Taryn would find a teacher that would inspire her and trigger that spark in her, and you have done that. And I'm eternally grateful for that.
Thank you.
None of us were supposed to cry, and that just put a little haywire.
Yeah. Thank you.
I actually tried to warn them about the crying part, and they said, we don't cry. And I'm like, okay. We'll see you tomorrow. So. Anyways, next up, I'm going to reintroduce Sally Myers back up to the podium.
I want to thank you all so much for sharing. It's just been such a pleasure and a joy for me, and I know all of our sponsors. And we're going to conclude by grabbing the gifts. Elsie's got them, and Liz will help get them. We're going to go out front, and John is going to take pictures so that you can be in all the newspapers and everything else in town. So with that, may God richly bless you. Thank you.